So, folks, we gotta talk about the fact that Donald Trump is in decline. And you might be saying to yourselves, but Jack, we already know Donald Trump is in decline. You've talked about it a lot, and I have, but also it's getting more severe and it's getting more pronounced. And I don't know. Let's go through like the last 48 hours of his Truth Social experience, right? Like, let's just take a quick look at what's going on over there, all right? Let's just hop on over. Bada bing, bada boom, here we are. Truth Social. Look at this. Thank you to great patriot Selena Zeta for this wonderful article at the Washington Examiner. Expert miss Trump's endearing presence in American politics in Indiana races. What? All right. Hey, what's this? Trump administration actions to terminate green energy regulations. Awesome. Just page after page after page of dismantling, the entire apparatus that allows us to contain emissions from US factories and machines, homes, etc. The emissions that go into the atmosphere and heat the planet, slowly killing us all. It's great. It's great stuff. But okay, it looks like he had simply retruthed this article 2 hours ago. So he's doing this thing where he's just like retweeting his best hits that he can remember from like a couple hours ago, thinking he's got a real banger on his hands, right? Then we've got his obsession with the reflecting pool. Small water area test at the reflecting pool, looking at the Lincoln Memorial, President Donald J. Trump. And it's just like, he's been talking about this reflecting pool a lot. Like a lot. Okay? And then he has this, the truth about war powers, declaring war, making war, the Constitution of the War Powers Act. Donald Trump, retruthing a Mark Levin over here, who's trying to argue that the War Powers Act doesn't actually stop the president from waging war. Which I want to remind everybody, the War Powers Act the War Powers is specifically given by the Constitution to Congress, not the president. Let's keep on going. Oh, look at this.
Trump may be in decline, but Netanyahu is in decline.
That was good. That was good, Sake. Thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. Then we got this.
I'll be doing hopefully a very powerful tele-rally tonight for a friend of mine, Ed Galrain, who is a fantastic man, a fantastic hero, war hero, farmer from Kentucky's running against the worst congressman, in my opinion, worst Republican congressman in the history of our country. The guy's a total disaster, and you know who it is. Thomas Massie, he's the worst. So we have to get out and vote. We have to make sure that Ed gets there. I mean, Ed left the Republican Party because he couldn't stand Massie, couldn't stand watching him, couldn't stand how disloyal he was to your president.
Somebody needs to tell Trump the reflecting pool is not a swimming pool and requires different infrastructure.
It's true, Nathan. Thank you for the $5 dono.
He left the Republican Party, but he came back, and he came back strong. He couldn't stand Massie, and neither can I. A bad guy. So get out and vote. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye. Now, if that sounded weird and stilted, it's because he actually put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these in a row. Let's watch the first one where he has the most energy.
I hope you're going to put him out of business tomorrow. I'm in the Oval Office, and we're in a fight against the worst congressman in the history of our country. His name is Thomas Massie. He's from Kentucky. I hope you're going to put him out of business tomorrow. He is so bad. Got an election coming up. He's running against a great guy, a great patriot, Ed Galrain. He's fantastic. But forget that. Massie's the worst congressman in the history of our country, always voting against Republicans and good values. So get rid of Thomas Massie.
Can I just say, like, he doesn't even know why he dislikes these people anymore. Like, he doesn't even, like, it's just Thomas Massey is went against you, sir. Destroy him. Like, he doesn't know what issues are being discussed. He doesn't know what Thomas Massey is really voting on. He doesn't really know what's up anymore, you know? And like, he's very clearly tapped out on energy because, well, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, 7 minute, he recorded 7 minutes of talking and he sounds absolutely
Donald
exhausted.
Slopman put out a whole EP of half **** electioneering.
It's true, Abyssal List. Thank you for the $5 dono. We also then have this. In Maryland, they sent out 500,000 illegal mail-in ballots and they got caught. So now they're going to send out 500,000 more mail-in ballots, but nobody knows what's happening with the first 500,000 they sent. In addition, many of these ballots went to Democrats, so any Republicans running in Maryland doesn't have a chance. This was done by the corrupt governor of the state, Wes Moore. He's allowed this to happen in order to make sure the Democrats win. It never made sense to me that Maryland was considered an automatic Democratic state, but now I see why. I'm sure this has gone on for years. I'm going to ask the Attorney General of the United States, the DOJ, to bring an immediate investigation into this situation, President Donald J. Trump. Now, if you're wondering, whoa, so they are sending like 500,000 more ballots out in Maryland? That sounds really corrupt. Except, I don't know, if that sounds a little weird and like just super illegal, we could maybe like take a look at like what this story's about, you know? Like, here's a local news source from Fox. Maryland State Board of Elections addresses mail-in ballot error. The Maryland State Board of Elections confirmed an error in some mail-in ballots, leading some voters to receive the wrong party for the gubernatorial primary election. As a precaution, the state is resending all ballots, regardless of whether you received the correct one initially. This affects anyone who has mailed a ballot before May 14th, 2026, or who received/requested their mail-in ballot by web delivery. So, this doesn't mean, oh, they're going to count 500,000 votes twice for the Democrats in Maryland. That's not how this works. It's just 500,000 replacement ballots that can't be counted twice. Like, this isn't anything. This is a non-story. This is a clerical error that doesn't lead to double votes being counted. The fact that he saw this and just assumed, oh, that means Democrats are going to have 500,000 more votes in Maryland. No, absolutely not. And basically, even Fox News in Maryland is very confused about this. State Administrator of Elections for Maryland addressed Trump's comments regarding the mailing-in error. He stated, first, I want to assure the voters and the public that no fake mail-in ballots were distributed. The wording in President Trump's post regarding Maryland's election seeks to mislead, sow distrust, and create misinformation. It's just lies. It's just lies. But more than that, I don't even think Donald Trump realizes he's lying anymore. I think he's just gone. He's unable to really interact with the subject matter anymore. Here he is retweeting Laura Loomer's interview with Thomas Massey's ex. Then you have here, I've been asked by the Emir of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, and the President of the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, to hold off on our planned military attack of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which was scheduled for tomorrow, and that serious negotiations are now taking place, and that, in their opinion, as great leaders and allies, a deal will be made, which will be very acceptable to the United States of America, as well as all the countries in the Middle East and beyond. This deal will include, importantly, no nuclear weapons for Iran. Based on my respect for all the mentioned leaders, I have instructed Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Daniel Kane, and the United States military that we will not be doing the scheduled attack of Iran tomorrow, but have further instructed them to be prepared to go forward with a full, large-scale assault of Iran on a moment's notice in the event that an acceptable deal is not
I
reached.
finally understand mail-in. I watched this incredible documentary. Who's mail-in Palin?
I understood that reference. Sake Tanuki, thank you for the 2 tier 1 subs. So, yeah, basically, Donald Trump here is just doing diplomacy via Truth Social. It's, I gotta be honest, it's genuinely insane. It's unhinged. But then we get to very clearly intern posting, where he's talking about, look at all of these wonderful candidates. Look at them all. Wow, great candidates all across the United States. Wow, I really care about all these people, which I will list by name. I'll attack Thomas Massey. More candidates, 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 more candidates. Shitting on Thomas Massey in particular. And then we get to about 13 hours ago. And, if Iran surrenders, admits their navy is gone, and arresting at the bottom of the sea, if their air force is no longer with us, and if their entire military walks out of Tehran, weapons dropped and hands held high, each shouting, I surrender, while wildly waving the representative white flag, and if their entire remaining leadership signs all necessary documents of surrender, and admit their defeat to the great power and force of the magnificent USA, the failing New York Times, the China Wall Street Journal, corrupt and now irrelevant CNN, and all other members of the fake news media will headline that Iran had a masterful and brilliant victory over the United States of America. It wasn't even close. The Democrats and media have totally lost their way. They have gone absolutely crazy. He's living in an absolute alternative reality where, like, he's just gone, guys. I don't know, like, who he is, but, like, every day he's getting a little bit further from Donald Trump and a little bit closer to Corncob. Also, all of the links on these in these endorsements go to this website, Swamp the Vote USA, and I just have to say, we have gone all the way from drain the swamp to swamp the vote. Like, he's literally running on the exact opposite messaging that got him into power in the first place. He's literally, we're no longer draining the swamp, we're swamping the vote. Which, I don't know, if you go with what the people assumed was meant the first time around.
We need to make lying illegal or something. SMH, this cannot continue.
We do, like, I do think we need to have some kind of accountability mechanism so that people in elected office cannot just go out and tell lies. There needs to be some kind of accountability mechanism. It's crazy that this is allowed to continue. But it gets worse somehow. Let's just see where it goes here, okay? All right, swamp the vote, 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 swamp the vote. All right, then we get to...
Ooh, beautiful reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. But in recent years, it's been neglected, and it's been really, really ugly, kind of swampy. People have found snakes in there. You know, kind of makes sense, right? Dirty, swampy, the swamp.
Yeah, almost like Washington, D.C. is kind of built in like a swampy area or something. I don't know.
Watch this piece of news going back a lot of years.
Then there's this. Folks snapping photos of the reflecting pool.
It's really sludgy up this end.
And what's in it?
It's disgusting. It's not right.
Algae.
It's like, it smells like wet dog down here, you know. When my dog came home from the stream, he always smelled like this, so it's gross.
The Lincoln Memorial...
If we get to voting the drain, we can finally come full Jordan Peterson man milk circle.
Not only can you take a load, you can take the ultimate load.
Indeed, Sake Tanuki.
Twitch keeps trying to hide you from my feed, but I keep coming back.
I know, Eric McKetton. Twitch does not like my channel. I don't know why, but they do their damnedest to suppress us over there. Wait, guys, you're about to hit the best part here.
Reflecting pool reopened at the end of August to great fanfare after a $34 million renovation that lasted nearly 2 years. But less than a month later, the famous pool of water is full of algae.
In other signs that things are falling apart, Florida is backtracking a little on their concentration camp, and the regime hasn't paid them for it yet.
Good. Also, fuck Florida.
Gosh, and that was in 2012. Who was a president back then? Obama.
This guy, who was our president back then? Obama. That's right. Obama. He made the reflecting pool all dirty. He put all the algae there. It's true. It's true. He put all of it there. I can't. Like, the level of insanity being demonstrated. They put Obama in the water. But also, Donald Trump was president in 2016. Nothing different happened with the reflecting pool between 2012 and the time Donald Trump left office last time. Just real quick. Fine, we'll talk about this a little bit longer. Crew paints reflecting pool blue as Trump renovation continues. So their method of fixing this pool, this reflecting pool, is to paint the entire bottom of it blue so that it looks more clean and is more of a swimming pool like visual. This is maybe one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Oh god, it looks like they're just spreading like the urinal cakes across the entirety of the bottom. It's crazy, but this has become like a huge issue now. Yeah, look, they're just fucking painting it blue. It's crazy. Groups are now suing over this because yet again, I don't know if people know this, but Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States, which means it's very difficult to, like, change things without getting approval from the city, right? Or from various oversight boards. And Donald Trump is just going ahead and trying to do these things without the approval, which then allows for these outside groups to sue him, right? And, like, basically every historian that looks at this thinks this is dumb as hell. Like, you are literally not supposed to be, like, looking at it and thinking, time to swim in it. That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what a reflecting pool is. Also, Donald Trump sure does look like he's using this opportunity to pay off his buddies. Here we go. Facing pushback over reflecting pool fixation, Trump quietly changes his story. It's never been altogether clear why exactly Donald Trump began fixating on renovating the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, but like his beloved ballroom vanity project, it's not going smoothly. The endeavor is not only facing a new lawsuit, the price tag has climbed to $13.1 million, more than 7 times the original cost the president touted, as part of a no-bid contract that circumvented federal procurement laws for dubious reasons. So, this certainly looks like he's paying somebody off. Let's just take a look at the story around this that he gave. A few weeks ago, the president boasted in an official White House video about his direct hands-on role in choosing a contractor. Quote, I said, what we're going to do is I'm going to call all 3 of these people that have worked for me in the past doing swimming pools. And I said, give me a good price. Last week, he repeated the story in similar terms. Quote, I said, do me a favor, fellas. Go take a look at the reflecting pool that sits in between Lincoln and Washington. The beautiful, what should be beautiful, reflecting pool. And one of them who came back, who's really, I would say, the best, but they're all good. He came back, he said, what an exciting job, sir. On Tuesday morning, the president published a lengthy rant on Truth Social. Let's take a look at this rant. The failing New York Times, which is one of the worst newspapers anywhere in the world and is losing subscribers on an hourly basis, is now at it again. Just like they covered my landslide 2024 presidential election victory inaccurately and without shame, constantly making major mistakes and incorrect predictions at every path along the way. They're now trying to justify Obama and Biden's expensively botched attempt at fixing the long broken, unsightly, and unsanitary reflecting pool that now sits majestically between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. They squandered at least $55 million haplessly trying with no chance of success to get the reflecting pool to work. Instead, they made it worse, keeping it closed for years, ended up with a leaking, smelling ode to both of their failed administrations. It was an embarrassment to Washington, D.C., and to our country itself. Despite the vast sums of money spent, they never got the pool to work, and cosmetic... What? They never got the pool to work? What does that mean? It's not made for people to go swimming in. It's made to look at and reflect. But okay, now comes along Trump, who is asked by many patriots if I can fix it. The answer is a resounding yes, and for a tiny fraction of the cost. I worked with our now strong Department of the Interior and explained to them that we should view this as a highly sophisticated swimming pool, not the leaking, dilapidated facade, joints and all of a building. He literally thinks that it's a swimming pool, guys. He literally thinks it's a swimming pool. I can't. Yeah, this is the deflecting pool. Exactly, Josh says. Instead of taking 4 years to build at a cost, granite pavers and all, of $400 million, we could construct a far superior reflecting pool for $5 or $6 million and could complete the project in 2 weeks rather than 4 years. What a difference in time and money, and for a far superior result. That's not just a paint job like lowlife reporter David Fahrenholt of the New York Times so inaccurately and maliciously stated, and it is a deeply complicated work of smart and beautiful construction. It won't leak, it will shine, and be the pride of Washington, D.C. for decades to come. I saved more than $390 million and 4 years of mess and was, of course, given no credit.
Reflecting would include thought, there is none happening here, smiley face emoji.
No, he can't wrap his head around the idea of people wanting to contemplate, wanting to sit and think. He cannot conceive of it. So I didn't give out the contract. Interior did, to a contractor I did not know and have never used before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. So he's just he's lying somehow, right? And the question is, why? Why would he be lying? He told the story multiple times that he knew who did this. In fact, they had worked for him before and done his other pools. And instead, he's going out there and being like, well, I don't know her. She goes to a different school. But why? And I think that the question is fairly answered by the fact that he ballooned the amount of money he's paying to this contractor because he's doing something deeply corrupt. Which isn't out of the ordinary for him. He just gave himself a $1.8 billion slush fund that he can use to pay himself and January 6 rioters who tried to overthrow the government. But, that's where we're at. Our president is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But let's keep going, shall we?
Wow.
Tina Peters free at last.
All right, a couple more things. Back to January 20th of 2025, President Trump did this, right? He set the stage for this potential compensation fund, writing that executive order, issuing the pardons. Great stuff.
Great stuff. I love it when criminals get compensated with billions of dollars. Greek energy minister Trump's trademark move with allies and adversaries alike is energy diplomacy. Oh, thanks for the retweet of Breitbart over here. Oh, here he is attacking Thomas Massie. Here he is with President Xi. Here he is threatening Iran. Here he is just posting AI slop of him on a space station, also being 100 feet tall. Another Space Force. This looks terrible, by the way. If you were actually in a spaceship and you were seeing satellites getting blown up like this, you would be you would basically be dead, right? All of this debris is going to go out at the same speed it exploded out from, the satellites. He would be getting shattered to death by the shrapnel. All right, but let's keep going. Oh, look, AI attacks on JB Pritzker. Thank you, President Trump. Drug overdose deaths are down. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think it is, though. You know what? I could actually check. Drug overdose deaths 2026. Oh, look at that. Drug overdose deaths drop in the United States for third year in a row. Clearly, this can all be attributed to Donald Trump, who's been in office for a year and a half. Here he is with Xi. Here he is trying to make the argument that, like, the Iran excursion, which he compares to World War II, the Civil War, Vietnam, and basically a bunch of the United States wars. He's basically trying to say, look, it's not that big of a deal. We've only been there for 6 weeks, guys. Except, just take a quick look here. When did the U.S. attack Iran? Also, I thought we've been at war with Iran since like the 1960s, 1970s. Have we been at war the entire time, and this is like the longest war in U.S. history, or is it actually just bullshit? Let's see. Also, we attacked them in February, on February 28th. You know, I'm not an expert on time, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but like about 10 weeks, actually. So this is actually not even representative of the actual amount of time we've been at war with them. It's almost double. More reflecting pool nonsense? What they do, AI garbage. What we do, also AI garbage. Hakeem Low IQ Jeffries in his district. Like, this is just fucking racism. Like, he's just, like, guys, we are at, like, 24 hours. We're not even at, like, the 48-hour mark yet. Not understanding what Jim Crow is, or the meme format. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I can't explain this with any other explanation other than he's going crazy. There's no additional context to this, by the way. It's just, he posted a buff alien in chains walking next to him. Let Gleep Glorp go. So, I guess my point here is that Donald Trump is going crazy. Like he's not okay. He's not remotely attached to reality. I mean, look at this meme of Gavin Newsom he posted. He also threatened Venezuela. Donald Trump has never been like a completely hinged man, but the amount of power he has combined with like the absolute
deporting illegal aliens
insanity on display. Deporting illegal aliens, but that's not what he's doing in that picture. Donald Trump doesn't personally deport people. Like, if he was intending it to be like Donald Trump is deporting an illegal alien, they would have had ICE. They would have had DHS. They're not doing that in that picture. I don't know. They're doing the memes of the bing bong, bing bing bong. Like,
how does Trump feel about the ice giant barbarians?
I don't know. I do not know. But, like, genuinely, we're one bad week away from him starting to talk about Hyboria. You know? We're so close to him doing, like, the Hibernian conspiracy. Like, the Bing Bing Bong meme, they're now using as, like, a thing to say Bing Bing Gone. This is some fucking manic bullshit, is what it is.
Consisting illegal aliens with illegal aliens is such a thing AI would do.
It's true, but I don't know that he's aware enough of what's happening around him, you know?
The brain rot requires a certain level of abstraction and interpretation in order to decipher.
But like, that's the thing. I don't think he is doing any deciphering. I don't think he's doing any thinking about it whatsoever. He's just going crazy. Like, it's genuine delusions of grandeur over here. Like, I mean, He's reposting all of the same AI bullshit slop. Democrats love sewage.
No, all McDonald does is crappy interior decorating, melting face emoji, and loading his britches.
I mean, part of the problem here, guys, is that, like, he doesn't just do that. He's also, like, sending our troops overseas to get shot at and killed and, like, also kill other people. You know?
Beautiful.
I voted to convict President Trump because he is...
Oh my God!
That's a real video he
You have to
posted.
decipher his rot because his brain is functional Swiss cheese at this point.
Well, that's the thing. Like, all of this is just, his brain is gone. His brain is gone and he's posting AI slop to fill in the gaps. Look at this. Look at this one.
Okay, we have it in our sight. Fire, boom.
Just that video. No additional context. You know, he's posted like a dozen videos like that. Here's another one. He posted it.
Okay, we have it in our sight. Fire, boom.
It's the same. It's basically the same video, but he really thought he was cooking and had to post it twice. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's take a look at this one.
Okay, we have it in our sight. Fire, boom.
He thought he was cooking so hard that he posted this video and different variations of it 3 times. For Iran, the clock is ticking. They better get moving fast, or there won't be anything left of them. Time is of the essence, President DJT. He's talking like a megalomaniacal villain who's like going to wipe out all life on Earth if his demands aren't met. It is all horse shit all the time from this guy. Yeah, he's M. Bison posting, exactly.
Of course!
Is this what our politicians are going to be like from now on? No! It doesn't have to be this way! It does not have to be this way! We do not have to settle for vile, egotistical maniacs for the rest of our existence. How is this real? It feels like we're trapped in a shitty movie. It does! And the problem is, in order for us to escape the shitty movie, we have to reconnect ourselves with reality, with real life, with our communities. Like, if you are feeling like a dreamlike dissociation from what's happening right now, there's only one solution, and that is to organize, to get organized with folks in your community. It is to go to meetings, talk with people, get to know one another, and show up for one another. If you need help getting started, we can help you join your local Dems. We can help you join your local DSA. You know, make your Democrats more progressive. Kick out those corporate assholes who are ruining everything and taking money from lobbyists, okay? Join your local DSA and organize labor in your community. Organize working folks. Like, it's vitally important that we do this, guys, because if we don't, there's an army of crazies who think this guy is literally the second coming of Christ who are organizing instead. And if you cede that ground to them, they will take everything from you. So join your local Dems, join your local DSA. If you need help getting started, join our Discord, reach out to Gamergy for help joining your DSA, reach out to Dragonfly for help joining your local Dems. And folks, if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, leave a comment. Comments longer than 8 words really help in the algorithm. Subscribe, and also check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, also tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. It is comfortable, it is sexy, non-tucking lingerie. Go check it out. ImogeneOlivia.com, link down in the description. Let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the scenes. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going